Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat. It's Let It Rip Friday.
Hi, I'm Linda Mitchell, 54-year-old elite obstacle racer, award-winning fitness competitor, gym owner, and author. Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat podcast, where we will approach the difficult topics of life, interview inspiring guests, and bring empowerment to all. This community is a place where we can be who we are instead of who others want us to be. Let's get started.
And now, a word from our sponsors, Essential Formulas.
Now more than ever, it is important to have a healthy immune system. Many health professionals agree that probiotics are a leading natural therapy for boosting immune health. Why? Because 70% of your body's immune cells reside in the GI tract. By taking a superior probiotic daily, like Dr. Ohhira's probiotics, with their postbiotic metabolites, you can enhance your overall immune system and immune response. For additional immune support, get RegActive's Immune Formula to boost your glutathione levels, since our glutathione levels go down if we feel stressed. Maintaining glutathione levels is a key factor for natural defense. For a short-term immune boost, try Dr. Ohhira's Propolis Plus, which provides probiotic and immune support and includes Brazilian green propolis for superior antioxidant support and vitamin E, astaxanthin, and flax oil. Be proactive about your immune health. Ask your retailer today about Dr. Ohhira's probiotics, RegActive Immune Formula, and Dr. Ohhira's Propolis Plus today.
I'm going to start us off with a quote from Steve Maraboli. Most haters are stuck in a poisonous mental prison of jealousy and self-doubt that blinds them to their own potentiality. Ever meet a hater doing better than you? I don't think so. And also the equal thing is true. If you celebrate other people's success, you're a lot more likely to achieve the same success or even greater, because you're building like a positive mental mindset. And I think we attract what we put out. So if you're putting a lot of critical negativity out, you're probably drawing that to yourself. And it's easy to get stuck in the jealousy trap or the comparison trap of either thinking so-and-so is further along than you, better than you. You're jonesing after whatever they have. But in actuality, when you look at it, it could be, flip it on its head, a confirmation of, well, I have all those attributes. That's really cool that they did that. I want to do it too. That's proof that I could actually do that. And looking for the proof that what you really in your heart of hearts probably want, that you could actually do it and set a goal for whatever this person is doing, or ask them, how did you achieve that? That's so cool. I really want to do that too. Can you give me any tips? Can you help a girl out, or a guy, whoever's listening to the show today? And I think, when you're out there and you're putting yourself out there and you're going after your goals and you're not worrying about public opinion, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the blood, sweat, and tears for what you want, for your ideal dream or vision or goal. It's normal, because you elevated yourself automatically when you started focusing on your dreams instead of your obstacles. You're automatically elevating yourself, because only 3 to 4% of people actually go after their dreams. They think about it, they wish about it, they make excuses why they can't do it or have it. They think they're stuck and don't see a way out of their current situation, or they don't ask for help. And so automatically, whenever you are going after your dreams, goals, and just fully going after life, you are elevating yourself. So the old story of the crabs in the bucket comes to mind, where when you are elevating yourself and other people are not, they may not like, first of all, they don't want you, they may not want you to leave. They may feel unsafe, like if you're making all these changes that they don't understand. And they're like, well, wait a minute. I thought you were this one thing, but now you're being this other thing. So that could be a momentary thing. It doesn't mean that they're going to feel like that forever. But then it could be also this, they feel left behind, or they don't like feeling like you're on this higher level and they're on this lower level. And the crabs in the bucket try to pull the crabs they're elevating and climbing to the top on down. And that could look like a jab, something they say to you. I've heard clients that have lost a lot of weight say, this girl at work said, you need to eat a cookie. Why don't you eat a sandwich? You're wasting away. You're not going to lose more weight, are you? Just all negative things that you would never say to somebody if you're being kind. And you have to estimate and look at these thoughts and things with a grain of salt. So don't take them personally, first of all. I love the book, The Four Agreements. Never take anything personally, because it's not in you, it's within them. And just know what the game is, what's going on, what is the dynamic, and then having a strategy around loving them and not stopping just because somebody hates upon you, feels like hate, or criticizes you, or jabs at you, throws darts at you, whatever. Don't stop. Do not stop what you're doing. Do not stop going after your dreams. Do not feel like you have to fix their attitude, because their attitude is up to them. It is their responsibility to put themselves in check when they have a bad attitude. And if you're a people pleaser, you may feel like you have to fix all the emotions and all the pouty people. Sometimes people may pout when you're going after your dreams, because it's empowering, and they may like you as a less powerful version of yourself. Let that sink in. What do you want to be? Do you want to be the best version of yourself, or a less powerful version, so they can feel comfortable? Invite people along on your journey, though. Invite them along for the ride. People want to feel safe. They want to know that this is going to be okay. You may be like shaking things up. Maybe you were this person that was just always just going with the status quo, and all of a sudden you're like setting boundaries like a boss. And they're like, what the heck's going on here? And you're going after your dreams, and they're like, wait, I didn't get an invitation. This bus leaving the station? And so there's all that going on as well. And then, like, it wouldn't be a podcast about haters if I didn't drive into when people are talking about you, when you are making the news, at least you're doing something. So don't let that negativity bring you down or get in your heart or your spirit, because for as many people that are feeling that way, there are just as many people cheering you on. And I got a note the other day from one of my really dear friends who's a champion. She is a champion, saying, hey, when I saw you on Instagram, that really inspired me to be the best unapologetic version of myself. And I really admire this person. And I was doing what my business coach suggested, which is, if you want to have a following on social media, guess what? You got to show up. Just show up. Show up. Show up however you are. Just get started. Show up and keep showing up. And some of it felt really awkward. She wanted me to do a let it rip video. I always like doing those without looking in the camera, with no camera on. no makeup, in my PJs, just all relaxed, or whatever is going on at the moment. Maybe I have a ponytail because I've just been running a freaking 100 million miles to get ready for this cover shoot I'm doing in June. So yeah, I was like, oh, that's out of my comfort zone. I got to show up and talk to a camera, to myself, which felt so freaking awkward. And I hadn't been doing that. Like, it's easy to do an interview because I'm actually talking to someone. And I am talking to you guys today. I finally learned the secret magic sauce to doing this, but it was really awkward at first. I'm not going to lie, getting out of my comfort zone with, like, it was just weird seeing myself on the camera and talking randomly. And my dogs were looking at me like, Mommy, what's going on? And so I got used to it. I figured it out. And by the third time, it was no big deal anymore. So uh, then what happened was I got all kinds of views and likes, and it brought, I mean, I have had the biggest months, freaking amazing, thousands of people listening to this podcast, and I mean, thousands upon thousands. And it's just because they want the real version of you. You gotta start showing up as you and be unafraid of, well, yeah, you may draw some critics, but hey, you may also draw some fans and people that like what you have to say, that enjoy you, that you inspire. And you might get a note in your DMs where somebody you admire says, hey, I noticed you were showing up and you weren't apologizing for it. I kind of like that. I want to do that too. And so you get two things whenever you show up. You may have somebody like aiming for you because they're afraid to show up for themselves, or they don't like it. They don't like it. You may have somebody congratulating you, saying, how did you do that? I want to do that too. And we can all have a negativity bias, which is really a psychological phenomenon where maybe 100 people compliment you on something, right? But and they give you a great review and they think you're awesome sauce. But then you get this one negative comment and you can't get it out of your head. It bugs you, it hurts your feelings. You kind of become defensive or combative in your own mind about it. And that's the thing. There's so much negative out there. You could get drowned by it, right? You could just drown in the negativity. Or you could choose not to focus on it, not to feed it, not to really give it the time of day other than, is it true? What could I do to improve? It's not like it's a death sentence if someone says, hey, I really didn't like that top you wore on the cover of your book, The Sisterhood of Sweat, Linda. I think you should have covered your midriff, because, like, you're 59. Like, hello, you're not supposed to show your abs anymore or whatever, right? You could really get like sucked in, or you could be like, I really liked showing my abs at 59. It motivated me to have abs. and just like, well, okay, that was that person's opinion. I thank you for that. But this is my opinion and this is my book. Write your own book, whatever, right? And like, just kind of recognizing and realizing that you could focus on all the positive and stop letting the one negative or the one hater that tells you your calves are huge. They're so huge. I actually had that happen. I'm just saying, like, the one person that says something that's just mean spirited and, it sticks in your mind. And that just brings you down, right? So it really is up to us what we focus on, to recognize that when you're going to new levels, there are going to be new devils. I hear this all the time, but it's true that when you put yourself out there, some people think it's target practice, and you got to grow a thicker skin. If you want to go after anything in life, you have to believe in yourself, be your own biggest cheerleader. And hey, if it's worth, if it's a real sincere critique, like, hey, when you were singing that song, I really would like it if you stay on the melody, because you were screeching the C sharp or whatever. Like, you might want to take that if you're a musician or a singer. Yes, we have to take some of that into account. But the hating negative comments that serve no purpose, goodbye. You don't need that. You don't have to put up with that, and you don't have to dwell on that. Your mind is your own. Like they used to tell me in competition, you may be competing against the Circus Olay girl or the silver medalist in the Olympics, which I actually did. And you don't have to bring them up there on stage with you, because this is your performance. So don't take them up there in your head, right? So that's the same advice. This is your book, or whatever you're doing. This is your gym, or this is your business. This is your life. This is your body, and you run it, and you get to decide what goes on. It's your movie. Cast yourself in the starring role, not the audience. Don't make them the starring role. You're the one developing the character. You're the one making the movie interesting, and you're the one doing the work. So enjoy the work you're doing. Quiet the noise. Don't take anyone in your head with you. Like, don't let these people like that sit like a devil on your shoulder get in your mind. Let the angel, the cheerleader, the person that's building you up, be the voice that you hear. And don't be your own worst critic. When we're critical of ourselves, that makes us critical of others. The first person you've got to love is yourself. So the very first thing, if you are beating yourself up and you are being your own worst critic, is to start giving yourself some grace, to start realizing and recognizing your worth, who you are, how amazing you are, your good qualities, your good character, spelling those out, and that'll deafen that critic, because we can have our own critic sitting on our shoulder. And if you've got that critic today, knock it off. Get it off your shoulder. Start tuning in, rewiring your thoughts. And if you're thinking something mean about somebody else, I guarantee you're critical of yourself, because it all starts with that. If you're being critical and judgmental of yourself, you're going to be judgmental and critical of other people. It's just automatic. So listen to your thoughts, because it all starts with our thoughts, because thoughts are things. So rewiring those thoughts and just showing up as the person you want to be. And don't let anybody deter you from that, because that's a choice too, right? We could choose to let someone's criticism stop us in our tracks, or let it be fuel to drive you forward to your biggest, boldest dreams today. And equally, I love this quote by Michael Bassey Johnson. Those who pray for your downfall are concentrating negative thoughts towards you without taking cognizance of the slippery ground in which they are standing, which could lead to their downfall. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed some of my thoughts. I could probably talk on this topic. There's so much that you could cover with this topic. So let me know how you enjoyed it. Keep on keeping on, and stay positive. Go after your dreams today. Bye, everybody.
And I hope that all of our listeners have enjoyed this podcast. And if you guys have really enjoyed this, please review us in iTunes and also share this episode with your friends and your loved ones. Thanks again for listening to the Sisterhood of Sweat.